Fame, money, and powerful names do not protect anyone from illness, pain, fear, or the consequences of difficult choices. Welcome to Headline to Heartline. Recovery rooms have a way of making every famous name sound human again. Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump are facing the kind of attention no couple would choose. Her breast cancer diagnosis, his recent legal trouble, and the harder question of whether pain, medication, recovery, and public concern have become part of the same story. So before we judge, we need to separate facts from rumors, compassion from speculation, and concern from accusation. Here is what we know. Vanessa Trump, 48, the former wife of Donald Trump Jr. and a mother of 5, said on Instagram on May 20th, 2026, that she has been diagnosed with breast cancer. She said she recently had a medical procedure, is working with her doctors on a treatment plan, remains hopeful, and is asking for privacy as she focuses on recovery. Here is what we also know. Vanessa is in a relationship with Tiger Woods. Tiger, 50, publicly confirmed their relationship in March 2025. Since then, their connection has drawn attention because both families are already highly visible and because golf runs through the story in a very personal way. Vanessa's daughter Kai is a rising golfer. Tiger's children have grown up around the sport. This is not only a story about celebrity, it is also about family, youth, illness, pressure, and the burden of being watched. Then there is the part that must be handled with care. In March 2026, Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash in Florida and was later charged with driving under the influence, with property damage, and refusing a lawful test. Reports said a breath test showed no alcohol. Authorities raised concerns about possible impairment, and prescription medication became part of the legal case. Tiger pleaded not guilty. That is a legal fact, not a conviction. It is not proof by itself of substance abuse. It is not permission to invent a private medical story. It is a serious event, and public concern is understandable, especially because Tiger has a long history of major injuries, surgeries, pain, and previous impaired driving trouble involving medication. This is where the story becomes more human than most headlines allow. Tiger Woods is not only a famous golfer who got into legal trouble. He is a 15-time major champion whose body has been through extraordinary damage. His back has required repeated procedures. His right leg was badly injured in a 2021 car crash. In 2025, he ruptured his Achilles while training. Later that year, he underwent another back procedure. When someone lives with that much pain, the conversation around medication, recovery, and risk becomes more complicated. That does not excuse unsafe driving. It does not erase accountability. But it does explain why this should not be treated like simple scandal. Pain can isolate people, medication can carry risk, and famous athletes are often praised for pushing through damage until the cost finally becomes impossible to ignore. On a golf course, the public sees the swing. At home, the body pays the bill. After the March crash, Reuters reported that Tiger said he would step away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on his health. Other reports said he later returned home to Florida after several weeks of treatment outside the United States. That should be said plainly, not dramatically. Treatment can involve physical health, mental health, medication management, pain, stress, or substance-related concerns. Unless Tiger or his doctors provide specifics, the responsible approach is not to fill the silence with guesses. But silence does not make the concern cruel. Many people who have watched Tiger for decades are worried because the pattern feels familiar. Injury, comeback, pain, pressure, legal trouble, and another attempt to recover. People over 40 understand this in a different way. At a certain age, the body starts keeping records. Every surgery, every medication, every old injury, every bad night eventually becomes part of the present. Then comes Vanessa's diagnosis, and suddenly the story is not only about him. It is about a woman facing breast cancer, while also living beside someone under intense public scrutiny. Vanessa has not shared the stage of her cancer, a long treatment timeline, or a detailed prognosis. She does not owe those details to anyone. What she did share is enough to understand the seriousness of the moment. She has cancer, she has already had a procedure, she is working with her medical team, and she wants privacy. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and then let's return to the human part of the story. The easy version would ask whether Vanessa will stand by Tiger, or whether Tiger can be strong enough for Vanessa. But that turns real people into characters. Real life is usually quieter and harder. Sometimes one person is recovering while the other is frightened. Sometimes two people need support at the same time. Sometimes a relationship is tested not by lack of love, but by too much happening at once. Vanessa is also a mother of 5. That matters. A cancer diagnosis does not arrive in an empty room. It arrives with children, school schedules, family conversations, medical appointments, and the emotional labor of trying to keep everyone calm. Public support can be kind, but the private work of healing is very different. Tiger's side also touches many families. Some viewers know what prescription pain medication can mean after injury. Some have loved someone in recovery. Some understand that treatment is not a headline, it is a daily decision. And some feel anger because a crash could have hurt someone else. Those reactions can exist at the same time. That is why language matters. Substance abuse is a serious phrase. In Tiger's case, there are concrete facts involving a DUI charge, prescription drug concerns, treatment, past history, and public worry. But there are also things we do not know. We do not know his full medical picture. We do not know exactly what treatment involved. We do not know what his doctors advised. We do not know what conversations are happening inside his family. What we can say is that health is now central to this couple's story. Vanessa is facing breast cancer. Tiger is facing recovery, legal scrutiny, and questions about his well-being. Neither should be treated as entertainment. Both deserve privacy. And both remind us of something ordinary and humbling. Fame, money, and powerful names do not protect anyone from illness, pain, fear, or the consequences of difficult choices. Vanessa's announcement carries a simple health reminder. Do not postpone medical checkups, and if something changes in your body, talk to a doctor. The message is not fear. For men watching, Tiger's story carries another reminder. Pain does not become less serious because you are strong. Medication does not become risk-free because it was prescribed. Asking for help does not make a man weak. And if driving is not safe, for any reason, pride should not be behind the wheel. This is where the headline becomes a heartline. The headline says Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump are under pressure. The heartline says a couple is facing illness, recovery, scrutiny, and the fragile work of staying steady when life becomes heavy. We can tear about the news without turning it into gossip. We can ask fair questions without pretending to know private medical facts. We can hold compassion and accountability in the same hand. So no, this is not just a celebrity romance story. It is not just a cancer story. It is not just a legal story. It is a reminder that public people still live private consequences. Vanessa is trying to heal. Their families are living with the weight of both, and the rest of us should be honest enough to say what is known, humble enough to say what is not known, and decent enough not to turn pain into spectacle. Thank you warmly for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video before we say goodbye. Tonight, the recovery room does not ask who is famous. It asks who is hurting, who is healing, and who is willing to walk out more honest than before.